What's going on, guys? I thought I'd do a quick video and just catch you guys up on some stuff that I've done to the RV and I haven't been able to make videos on, and I really hate it, but it's due to just all the craziness going on right now, and I am still working too, thank goodness. But I did do quite a few things to the RV, and I'm just going to share them with you real quick just to catch you guys up and show you what I've done. This is going to be the opening where the TV is going to be. Now I had to cut this wall out because there was some open wires that were shorting out up inside here, and I had to repair those. I just made a wall plate and put over it. It's going to be behind the TV here. Originally there was a piece that came out here, and that's where the tube TV was at, but since obviously we're putting a flat panel screen in here, we don't need that big opening. What I did down here is I built this out because I'm actually going to put a DVD player in here just to save money on that. There's going to be a unit here that's going to be for the sound, and then these speakers here, and then I'm going to have speakers back there that'll be connected to this unit that I'm going to put in here. But the unit I'm putting in there, because I have to put one here and then one up front, I didn't want to spend the money on a DVD player in both of them, so I'm just going to use the Blu-ray DVD player we already own, and I'm going to put it inside of here, and the TV will mount here and it will flip up when it's not in use. So that's what I'm going to do there. And if you see over here, these are the valances that I made, and I've got them up and they look pretty good. If we pan around here, you'll see something a little different that I haven't shown yet. My wife wanted a chalkboard and a cork board, so I'll actually show you, I'll explain how I made this. I didn't get to make a video on it, but it's pretty easy. All this is the chalkboard side has just a Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint, and underneath of that I put a magnetic primer so you can put magnets to it. You can't get crazy and put like really heavy ones on there, but you can put the lighter, like thin magnets on there. And then the cork board, that's just a cork board you can buy at a lot of different hardware stores. And I went ahead and lined the side walls in the cork board too, just kind of add to it. The only thing I haven't done yet is put the corner pieces on. And if you look down here, I went ahead and lined this bottom part with wood. Over here I did wood there, down the side. And then also you'll notice these lights. And I don't have a bulb in that one. I'll show you this guy here. These lights, they were very inexpensive, and they just got little click buttons on them. They matched everything pretty nicely, and they're actually pretty well made for what I paid for them. I'll put a link in the description of the ones I got. I'm kind of really impressed for what we paid for these. They're made out of really good heavy material, and they seem to be really well made. And then you can see this valance that I did here looks pretty good. But yeah, all in all, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how the room has come together. And I don't know if you guys had ever seen the ceiling since I got it together. Sorry, I'm recording this video on a cell phone, so it may not be the best quality, but I didn't have my other camera charged, so this is what we got for now. And I will end up dyeing these like a darker color of brown. And the different things I did in the bathroom is I put a new light up here above the sink, and shut that out. It's the same design as the rest of them, are color. It's like an oil rub bronze. Amazingly, this is actually glass. I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, it seems like the mountings and stuff are pretty good on them. Here is the faucet that I put in. Again, it matches most of the stuff. And then I put in a new shower head. You guys can see that. The new handle assembly. But yeah, just kind of did some updates on everything. And this thing was from the late 90s. And then in the kitchen, I put this new sink fixture in. It pulls out and it goes back up in there. Seems like it's pretty well built. Just a single handle, you can push it over. I'm pretty happy with it. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested in any of these things that I got in the video. And then in the living room, in the slide out, I put that light and that light. These guys, they wall mount, and up underneath here, there's a little clicky. Turn it off and on. I like them, they look good. I didn't know if I was going to be a big fan of them at first, but once I got them installed and everything, I'm pretty happy with them. And then if you look there, I've got the that valance up here. Sorry about the lighting, guys. It's kind of a weird, got weird lighting going on in here, and it's hard to pick up on a cell phone. But that's just a quick update of everything I've done so far. And before I forget, I wanted to share something else with you guys that my next really big project I'm going to have to do. I'm not super excited about it because I know that it's going to be really time intensive and there's going to be a lot of work, but it's one of the biggest things right now that's holding me back from finishing the RV, and it is the walls. Okay, if you guys see here, we've got a mess going on, okay? Now what happened, if any of you watch any of my other videos, you see whenever I first bought the RV, I didn't realize there was water damage here. But long story short, there ended up being water damage here from the cap not being sealed and water running down. Well, what happened is the outside of this particular RV is fiberglass. And they put a backing on the fiberglass. It's an 1/8 inch Luan board, wooden board. Okay, well, what that is it's basically just a really thin plywood. The problem is it all rotted. Now there's still a little bit left behind here and there, but most of it rotted. Now what that causes is it's going to weaken the structural integrity of the fiberglass. So going down the road, if anything would hit this, it could bust a hole in it. It's a good possibility it could start vibrating, cracking, issues like that. And so what's going to have to happen, and even down here you can get a better idea of the damage. You can see this is what it used to look like, and this is what it used to look like, and this is what happened, you know, and that's the bare fiberglass down there. If you see, you'll see this framing here, and then you see the fiberglass. Usually inside of here there would be insulation, either foam or fiberglass insulation. What's going to happen is on the outside, I'm going to take the rivets out all the way around this side and support it and pull that away. I got to remove all of this old debris, clean it up, and then epoxy a new board to the side of that fiberglass and refasten it to the side of the RV. Now if you think that that sounds insane, it's because it is. Most people don't even try this at their house. They would take it to a shop. But I think that I have a pretty good idea in my background in construction, and I think I can make a rig that'll hold the side panel up whenever I take it apart and put it back together. And I'll have to make a rig that will be able to press it all back together and everything. But I'm pretty, I have a pretty good feeling that I can do it and be successful. So that will be an actual project that I do a video on. It's going to be a very big project and probably take quite a while for me to finish it, but that is something that has to be done, guys. I can't go any further because without finishing these walls, I can't finish the inside of the RV. And the other problem that I have too, I can't finish the floor in here. If you take a look down here, you'll see, you know, I'm missing a floor, and that's part of the rotting that came out. I cut that bad part out, so I got to replace that too. The scary thing about this is this floor went up underneath this framing, and I know that by looking at the outside, this has dropped a little bit, and the fiberglass sheathing on the outside is kind of bowed out a little bit, and it's because this steel frame has kind of dropped since the floor rotted out. So what's going to have to happen is, if you look in here, there's some bolts, and I'm going to have to unbolt those, raise this up, get rid of that old debris under there, and then cut a piece and try and slide it in up underneath there, and then basically scab all this over. And yes, it sounds insane, and it is, but it is what it is, and I'd rather do it right instead of just like throw a piece of plywood up there and then later on down the road have issues with the rest of this framing dropping and busting the fiberglass on the outside. So I'd rather just bite the bullet, do it right the first time, and not have to do it a second time. So yeah, guys, that's what I got going on. It's a whole lot, and there's some other things to come. I've got to seal coat the roof, and I have all of that product in order to do that. I got to prime it and seal coat it because I do have an aluminum roof, and then the caps are fiberglass. And once I get this all done, then we can get the RV completely back together, and we'll do some more construction videos. I will put all the products down in a link in the description that I use in this video. What's up, guys? I want to do a quick video and just show you guys what I used on the cork board and chalkboard that I made inside the RV. It's not really that grand. I just want to show you guys the products that I used and how I did it. Anybody can do this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. What I started with was just a 1/4 inch piece of what they call sanded plywood. You can get it, I bought this at Menards. You can probably get it anywhere. It's just a piece of plywood. It's 1/4 inch, and I just cut my piece to fit that back opening. And the next thing I did is I painted the half of the board that I wanted to put the chalkboard on, and what I used was a magnetic paint. Rust-Oleum makes a magnetic primer. That's what it is, magnetic primer. And I did 2 coats of this, let it set up for 24 hours. Then I went back over it with their chalkboard paint, and I put 2 coats of the chalkboard paint on, and the magnets still stick. Now I will tell you, the magnets are not the type of magnets that you can put on there to get them to stick. It's not going to be really big heavy ones. It's going to be like the thin ones that you can get to stick to it. Honestly, if I had to change it, I probably wouldn't spend the money on this, because the magnetism that you get out of it really isn't that great. If you want to put any type of magnets on there, they're only going to be able to be like the thin type magnets. You won't be able to put anything heavy on there. It just won't hold it. So honestly, in my opinion, it's not worth the money to spend on this primer in order to use it. I would have just honestly went with just the chalkboard and put it on there. And then the cork board that I use, it's just a regular cork board. You can buy it at any art store and any hardware store. If you look at it, again, I got it at Menards. It was just the best place I could find for that particular color. Usually you can find like 1 or 2 different colors. The lighter color usually comes in a roll, and it looks kind of I don't even know how to put it, like maybe a schoolish, like something you would see in a school, and I didn't like that look. So I wanted to go with, it was just a thicker, darker, like brown cork board, and that's what I went with. And it looks good. And but that's all there is to it, guys. I mean, there's nothing to it, you know. Just whenever you put it together, just paint part of the board with, like I said, you can do it however you want. You could do the center and the chalkboard and then do corkboard on each side, or just do like I did with corkboard down this side and then chalkboard here. And then what I did is I put corkboard all the way around the outside and created a frame for it. My wife, April, she wants to put stuff around the outside of it, she can. Or she can, you know, and then she can write her notes on it. Also, the type of adhesive that you would want to use for this is just your preference. You could use liquid nails or the premium grade Loctite type adhesive that I use for most of the stuff in the RV. Any of it would work with the corkboard. So it's just whatever you're used to using. You could use it, just any type of construction adhesive, anything really would work for this. But that's it, guys. Have a good one. Subscribe. Thanks.